There I go. Hopefully, I am recording some audio now. Don't know what just happened there, but we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe. We are at currently 2,998 subscribers. That means we're probably going to hit 3,000 today. I want to thank all of you who have been with us on this journey. Since I started this with it's funny, I started this not 2 years ago, but almost 2 years ago. I started this with my journalism class. We were going virtual, and I had them all create podcasts that they had to do 5 episodes of. And my thought process was just to kind of expose them to what this was, what this space was, give them an opportunity to do something different. But I really always feel like when you're making students do something that scary, that you should, always like do things with them. Let them know that you're in this boat with them, that you are going down this road with them. And so I started this podcast as a way of showing them, hey, listen, I'm doing it as well. It's not that big of a deal. You can make it work. And I just enjoyed it so much that I kept doing it. And now, with this podcast being what it has helped to boost this channel to where it is, which is 3,000 subs. So even the people that don't come and, patronize my YouTube channel for Talk Spicy get a chance to, keep it spicy with us just out of being here. So I know that the Talk Spicy community has been a big reason why I am right now on the precipice of 3,000 subs. And I know, listen, I'm not under any delusions. 3,000 subscribers, not a lot in the grand scheme of things. But we celebrate everything that is a victory, and we'll take this small victory and we'll keep moving on to 4,000. Next up, 4,000. Let's run it up. Also, today starts the Coach Clemens One Pick Basketball Challenge. Every day at 10 a.m. I will drop a video. It'll be a reel if you're on Facebook. It'll be a video if you're on the YouTube channel. Or if you're on Twitter, you can see the link to the video for the day. I am going to pick one college basketball game a day to bet on. I'm going to tell you what I'm betting on, how much I'm betting, how much I plan to win. Every day I'm going to give you my record. So everything will be public. You'll be able to see how I'm doing, whether I'm making money, whether I'm losing money. This all came from the brainchild of me saying, hey, I see a lot of people bet, but they don't bet responsibly, right? Everybody falls in love with the paycheck, with the lottery ticket. In other words, with the parlay. But the parlay is not how real bettors make money. Real bettors think about betting the same way that you and I think about working the job. They're trying to find a guarantee, something to return money, and they're grinding every single day. And they build up a bankroll, and every once in a while, they might see an opportunity to make a move. But their move is to bet big money on one game. So my thought process is, if I can narrow down my expertise in college basketball that I claim to have and be able to pick one game a day that's able to win, and then continually do that on a day-to-day basis, then you and I, should be able to win a lot of money, right? That's how it works. So let's see. Come join me 10 a.m. Eastern Time daily. The first one drops today at 10 o'clock. Make sure that you check that out. It's been an interesting weekend, obviously, college basketball. You saw Tennessee finally fall to Georgia. Georgia proving once again they are the best team in the country. It's going to be hard for any team to beat them that does not have an elite defense. Now, I think the problem with Tennessee is that while Tennessee does have a prolific offense, their defense is awful, right? And so I've decided that it doesn't matter what you are, you're not winning a championship with a terrible defense. That's why Oklahoma's never won one. That's why, to a certain extent, Ohio State hasn't gotten the job done as many times as they can. You can't just be out here with an offense that, depending on the day and the situation, can get shut down and not have a defense to be able to support it. The reason that Alabama has been Alabama, defense. The reason that Clemson has been able to achieve so much, defense. The reason that Georgia has now ascended to the top of college football, defense. Not offense, defense. Now, it doesn't mean that you can have a trash offense. I still think you have to have a good offense, but it's defense that's winning you these championships, not offense. So while Tennessee has been good, while they have comported themselves well, while they've had a fantastic season, they're probably going to find themselves in a New Year's bowl. Got to bring some defense to the table, right? Got to bring some defense to the table. Hendon Hooker's Heisman, his Heisman push took a hit. I think if he beats Georgia, it's done. He's the Heisman Trophy winner. Now that he lost to Georgia and he wasn't as effective as he's been, right? If it was a shootout to Georgia, no harm, no foul. I think his thing takes a hit. It helps CJ Stroud, who had a horrible day because of the elements out there in Chicago or outside of Chicago playing Northwestern. They got the job done, but he didn't look the greatest. But if you saw that wins, you know why. That ball was all over the place. I think that helps him to be able to stay close. Now it's going to come down to the wire. Bo Nix, I think, is sneaking up the back door. Out there in Oregon, he has games against top teams in the Pac-12 down the stretch that can help him get to New York. Can he win it? I don't know. But can he be a factor? Absolutely. I heard so that's the Heisman watch. Stetson Bennett still in the background. We underestimate him, but we should not. And speaking of underestimated, right? Cooper Kupp is either the best wide receiver in the NFL or one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. But why is he one of the best wide receivers in the NFL? I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine, CJ, Chris James, and we were talking about it, and he was like, yo, this dude is always open. Like, why is he always open? And we sit back and we try to figure out why some of these guys are always open, but it's clear that we asked the question, why is he always open, when it pertains to certain receivers, right? Well, here's the thing. I think the reason that Cooper Kupp is always open is because defensive backs in the NFL continually underestimate him. They just don't believe it, that the hype can really be this true. They don't believe that this white guy, and I'm not joking, I think that they don't believe this white guy, who's not the biggest, not the fastest, not the strongest, isn't the most agile, isn't the most explosive. They don't believe he can do what he does. And so they can, it's a mental thing, right? It's a mental thing, and I know about it because I used to underestimate the same way. When I was lining up at receiver, when I was lining up at tight end, if you put a white defensive back on me, I was tapping the helmet immediately. That was disrespectful. That's just how I thought. It was a stupid, like, it was illogical, right? But that's how I thought. But if a guy gets to this level in the NFL, you would think that the people who were there would have more sense than to underestimate a guy at that level. But you see it happening. You saw it happen with Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson would be open so much. Like, what is going on? I think that the stigma of the white skill position, whether that be wide receiver, running back, or defensive back, I think the stigma around the white skill position is something that is ingrained in our head the same way that the stigma about the black quarterback is ingrained in our heads. See, the black quarterback, people automatically assume athlete. They automatically assume he's a run first guy. They automatically do because that's what's ingrained in our head. When we see the white skill guy, we automatically assume, oh, well, he must be a tactician or a hard hitter, but he's probably not an athlete, at least not to the level of. Those are the things that we have been ingrained because the high likelihood of you seeing those things just hasn't been prevalent. But it's a flawed logic. Like, you try running Christian McCaffrey down, good luck. You try running Cooper Kupp down, good luck. Adam Thielen still out there murdering people, good luck to you, right? Why is Hunter Renfrow? Why is he effective in the NFL? He's effective because he is constantly underestimated in evaluations, in matchups. Hey, we can get away with putting this dude on Hunter Renfrow because he's not that athletic. Boom, 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 saw stuck, gone. Like, these underestimations that we do when it comes to the white athlete is really crippling these dudes playing defensive back versus Cooper Kupp. You guys need to start looking at Cooper Kupp like you look at Odell Beckham. Like, don't think about it as in, well, he's as explosive as Odell Beckham or he's as fast as Odell Beckham. Just think of it as he's effective, right? I don't want to be the next person Cooper Kupp catches 10 to 12 passes on for 200 yards. So I'm going to take him seriously the same way that I take Odell Beckham Jr. in his prime seriously, the same way I take KJ Jefferson seriously, the same way I take Stephon Diggs seriously. Until they start doing that, he's going to continue to sit out here and cook people. Before I get out of here, Brett Favre, still haven't heard much about him. I've heard more about Kyrie Irving posting something that people posting a video that has anti-Semitic messages in it. Not even posting a video, but just posting about the video and the book that has anti-Semitic messaging in it. I've heard more about that in the national media than I have about Brett Favre stealing money from a poor community to fund his college so that his daughter could have a volleyball stadium. I've heard more about that. That bothers me. It bothers me to no end. We're ready to Nike's canceling Kyrie. They're not dropping the shoes. Like, he's been suspended. He had to give money and all of these apologies for a tweet. And because he wasn't willing to say what people wanted him to say when they wanted him to say it, because he wasn't on their timeline. Think about that. He got suspended not because he really said or did anything wrong, but because he wasn't willing to admit that it was wrong when people wanted him to admit it. But damn, giving him time to research and look into things for himself. I mean, the man said he didn't support anything that those people were talking about. That wasn't good enough. They wanted him to re-explain. They wanted him to go on. They claimed that he was promoting it. And by them giving it all of this publicity, by them bringing, essentially dragging Kyrie through the coals, you know what the book did? It made tons of money. The doc made tons of money. Jeff Bezos made tons of money. Nobody criticized these people. No one's trying to cancel Jeff Bezos because nobody wants to give up that same day delivery. Right? Like at the end of the day, they're not trying to cancel Amazon. They're not trying to cancel Bezos because they want that next day. But Kyrie, he's kind of been funny anyway. He didn't want to get the vaccine. We can cancel him. He's not that important. Really? It's just so weird to me. So weird. Aaron Rodgers looks bad. Tom Brady's looks bad. But Tom Brady still showed that when the game's on the line, he can go down there and get it done. And Aaron Rodgers just looked like he didn't care. Aaron Rodgers looks like a guy who just wanted to get his money from Green Bay, and now he got that money from Green Bay. He can care less about winning. He can care less about what his record looks like. He cashed in the bag. It was a power struggle. He won it. They folded. They mortgaged all of their existence to have him, and now they're paying the cost for it. People are still trying to blame Green Bay. Well, they don't have any receivers. With what money? They didn't go get anybody. With what money? They're paying all of the money to this guy who is playing like that. You can say what you want about the receivers. Those interceptions he threw in the red zone or on the goal line, those are all on him. Those are not because he has bad receivers. Those are because he made horrible throws, horrible decisions. When are we going to hold Aaron Rodgers accountable for being trash? When he's trash, we should say he's trash the same way that we say his receivers are trash when they're out there dropping balls or not getting open. We can't have it both ways. And every time we do, we just look foolish. Like, don't underestimate the fact that Aaron Rodgers may have just wanted to take this money just to screw over his organization because he felt like they wronged him in some kind of way. That is Aaron Rodgers level petty. He 100% wanted to move on, not just because he was tired of the organization. He didn't want to be in Green Bay. Hell, I mean, come on now. Right? So why would anybody put it past him to say, I'm going to take this money. But I have no intentions of ever trying to be the me of old. I'm going to be bad so that hopefully they try to trade me away with this money. I don't underestimate Aaron Rodgers. Everybody, all of you have told me how smart he is. So I'm not going to underestimate him. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Salt Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. 2,998 as we speak. We'll see 3,000. Peace.